Hello, it's Abundant Abby with you here. What we're going to be doing today is looking at why you're not reaching your goals. I'm going to give you some tips and some strategies and some help to make sure that you stay laser focused and you're getting done what you need to do. So for the first part of that, we're going to look at to-do lists. And I'm going to show you a little thing that I call chunking, which actually relates to the way that your memory works. But I'm going to show you how you can use it to make sure that you stay laser focused on the important things that you need to do to get done in order to benefit your life, grow your business, whatever your priority is at the time. Okay, now if you think of having to remember a phone number, how many numbers are there in a phone number? In Australia, in a mobile phone number, there's 4, 3 and 3. I remember that because that's how I remember the numbers. So for example, rather than going 04I9 721 607, I'm actually doing it now. I remember it, I chunk it. I remember it in numbers of 4, numbers of 3, and numbers of 3. Chunks of 4, chunks of 3, chunks of 3. Now you may do it a little bit differently, but the reason that we chunk it is because then we're only remembering 3 items rather than 4 plus 3 plus 3, so rather than 10 items, okay? And the same can be done when it comes to your to-do list, right? So how many times have you done this? You've got a to-do list and you set out, you've got one thing on it. Oh, that pen's not working, we'll get rid of that one. Okay, you've got one thing on it there. Oh God, my kids have had these ones. Then you've got another one, and then you keep adding to it, don't you? You go, oh no, I've got to get that done, and I've got to get that done, and I've got to get that done, and I've got to get that done. And sometimes you can have 20, 30 things on your list. Your brain looks at that and the first thing that it does is it gets really overwhelmed. Okay, I'm going to be honest. You are overwhelming your brain. You are setting yourself up for frustration, stress, overwhelm and failure. So what I do is I incorporate that same theory of chunking memory into your to-do lists so that you do not experience overwhelm. Because I'll be honest, your brain's really lazy, right? If you got up and had the same conversations every day, ate the same things, spoke to the same people, went to work the same way, whatever it is, and went through the same routine, your brain would be happy because it gets to stay asleep. Okay, it doesn't like having to use energy, so it does everything that it can to be as lazy as possible. And sometimes that's looking at a to-do list like this, and I guarantee you'll find it scrunched up in your office or behind a whole heap of bills on your fridge or whatever. So this is what you do. You write down the things that you need to do. Okay, then I'm going to tell you why. Actually, no, I'm going to tell you why this doesn't work first. There's a number of reasons why your brain gets overwhelmed and why this doesn't work. The first one is that you've got heaps of choices. You've got so many choices. Now, how many of you have been into a bottle shop or an ice cream shop or something similar and you've got a plethora of choices and you sit there umming and ahhing? You don't go, this is what I want, this is what I want, unless you've made the decision prior, which I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, you and you are and you take your time and you get confused and then you wish that you had this one and you wish that you could have this one and this one. Right, your brain works the same way. There's too many choices. The other thing is your brain will prioritize. So your brain will start prioritizing these as to the things you need to do that it feels is really important, which means that what you've prioritized as your brain is an A and somewhere down the C or D. The C or Ds don't get done. And if you are a mum, okay, if you are working in a job at the moment that is creating your money, whatever it is, your brain is going to act like a big email filter, okay? And if you are not putting your business first, if you are feeling like these other things are obligatory and you need to get them done, you will flag these things with an important sticker and the actual money-making activities, the things that are going to drive you forward, will be put in the spam folder, okay? So your brain does funny things to you like that. The other thing, I told you your brain's lazy. It's going to take the easy option, the quick option, or the familiar option. It is going to choose the things that are the least challenging, the things that are quickest to get done. So if you've got a thing on this list that is going to take you 3 minutes compared to something that will take you 3 days, guess what? You're going to choose the 3 minutes. If you've got something to do on this list that you've done every single day, you know how to do and you're confident in doing, it's going to choose that. So as you are building your business or as you are increasing your mindset, if there are things on your to-do list that are a little bit outside of your comfort zone, once again, they're going to get put into the spam folder. So I'm going to show you how to control that. And then of course, when you've got a list like this, very rarely is there a motivation or a payoff. Okay, you can't see how you're going to get a payoff at the end of it, so you're just not motivated to go through everything. So here's what you do. you take your list, and you know what, if you need to keep adding to your list, that's fine. But you're going to put this out of sight, all right? This is going to go in your office drawer. It's going to go somewhere that you cannot see it. And what you're going to do is you're going to create another list. And this is going to be your focus list. Okay, really simple. This is your focus list. And you are going to take 2 things from this list, no more than 2. Okay, if it's a big thing, take 1. If it's a couple of smaller things, take 2. And you're going to chunk them, and you're going to take these 2 things that you need to get done, that you know you need to get done. So always make sure that one is one that is increasing your mindset or changing your life, or it's a money-making activity, depending where your focus is. Okay? And then you're going to have these 2 things. This is going to go in the drawer, right? Or one thing. And what you're going to do is this. You are only going to focus on these things, nothing else, until they get done. All right? Once they get done, you put a tick and you cross it off. You put a tick. You are wired to know what a tick and a cross means, okay? And you cross it off. Not only until you have both things crossed off, do you then move something else across here. Then you focus on that and that only. Then you tick and you cross off. Okay? You tick and you cross off. Now, if some of these things are not easy, if they're not quick, if they're not familiar, if they are quite challenging, you need to trick your brain by acting on this within 5 seconds of putting it on your bit of paper. See, this one you're going to have displayed. This one you're not, because quite frankly, your brain's going to look at this and go, no, I'm not doing it. All right, this, it looks at it and goes, yeah, I can handle that. I can handle that. It's like when you say to a student at school, can you write me a complete essay? Oh, miss. No, that's horrible, ugly, boring, so much work. If you say to them, can you write me the introduction of an essay? Yeah, sure, that's not so hard. Excellent, now you've completed that. Can you write me the first paragraph of the body? See how this works. Okay, you're going to display this. As I said, act on it within 5 seconds. Your brain only takes 5 seconds to talk you out of doing things, to make you feel like not doing them. So act on it straight away. So that is the first thing for your to-do lists. Now, the next one I'm going to talk to you about is reaching your long-term goals. Okay, and for this, I'm going to reference a fellow Calvin Coyles. Okay, self-mastery, wired coach. Absolutely fantastic. He drew a diagram for me the other day that was so powerful. And this, I want to talk to you guys that have got long-term goals. So those of you who know that you want to go, you know you've got a big goal to reach, but you know that that's going to take time. And especially those of you that have traditionally been dabblers. Okay, I'm going to draw this diagram because this is going to show you whether you're a dabbler or, Kim Barrett, thank you, your social voice, a baller. Okay? And I know a dabbler when I see one because I used to be one. Alright? So here we are. This is what happens. Let's say, for example, you're going on a new mindset journey, a life-changing journey, or you're building a business or a brand. What happens is this. You start and everything sort of goes and then it takes off, doesn't it? And then it filters out. Dabblers will go, well, that's boring. Things are getting hard now. And they go like this. And then they'll start something else and they spend their life not going through the hard yards, but dabbling. Okay? People that want to reach big, long-term goals, that ultimately want to change their life, they need to realise, and they will realise, when they increase their self-esteem, when they work out how to get outside of their comfort zone, when they realise what it takes to be a baller, alright, they realise that things are going to filter out, that it gets challenging, and they do this. Oh, the pen doesn't work. Sorry, guys. Alright, so they do the same thing. But instead of falling back down, they recognise what's happening, they realise that it's challenging, they see that this is an opportunity to spark off again, they put their foot down, they grow their horns, and they go again, and then again, and then again. And this is the difference, thank you very much, Calvin and Kim, between a dabbler and a baller. So how do you do that? Because as we know, sometimes even thinking about your long-term goals can overwhelm you. There's a number of things that you can do. The first one is to get yourself a vision board. I have a whole vision wall dedicated to everything that I want. I spend time with it every day, even if it's just 5 minutes. I connect with it, I think about it, I talk to my kids about it, I imagine how it's going to feel. You are actually about 60% more likely to reach your dreams if you visualize them and if you capture and control those visualizations. A vision board is absolutely essential. Another thing that you can do is re-scripting. Okay, so re-scripting is literally you taking a pen, a physical pen, and scripting your life. Now, the way I like to do this for long-term goals is I get you to script either now as you are or a place that you were before, okay, and you script it as is. You script it as is, which is a little bit different about when I'm changing people's mindsets. When it comes to business, we script as is how I'm feeling, okay, and then you script what it's going to look like when you reach that long-term goal. You script what it's going to look like. You script how it's going to feel. You script the kind of self-esteem, killer mindset you're going to have. You script how much money you're going to have. You script how your life is going to change. And then you do a weigh-up. Same thing, put them near your vision board. Keep them there. Look at them. Talk to them. Add to how much more it's going to feel when you start reaching your vision board, okay? Reaching your vision, reaching your goal. Now, the next thing you can do, and I love this one, it's get an accountability partner. Okay, get an accountability partner. In the SBBF group, you guys have got accountability partners set up, okay? But make sure you have an accountability partner. This can be a friend, someone that you trust. This can be someone that's in your course. This could be a mentor, but someone that is going to hold you to your goals. It's very similar to if you decide to go to the gym on your own. If it's not something that you've been doing every single day, you probably won't do it. But if you've got someone that you've got to show up for, then you're going to do it. Okay, if you've got someone that's going to be madly disappointed if they rock up to the gym at 6:30 in the morning and you're still in bed, you're more likely to get out of bed and do it. So get an accountability partner. Get someone that is going to hold you accountable for your goals, all right? Or get someone that is going to be moving along through your goals with you, that is on the same sort of transformation, the same sort of journey, okay? The other thing that's really important is staying in the conversation. Staying in a health group. People that enlighten you, that lift you, that you learn from, that you want to be around frequently, okay, that act at a high frequency. Your values, the values, the outlook, the mindset, the behaviors and the actions of the people that you surround yourself will rub off on you. So make sure that you are surrounding yourself with the right people. And this is going to give you your best chance at reaching your long-term goals. This is going to, if you actually decide to do these things and implement these things, if you decide to be a baller rather than a dabbler, hang out with the right people, okay, and visualize, then this is going to ensure that you reach your goals. You just have to commit to it. So there you go, guys. Here is the reasons why you are sticking to your goals and some little strategies and tips to make sure that you absolutely blow them out of the water. Have a fantastic day.